Or welcome to HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. Looking at what transpired from the New York trial in the District Federal Court of Brooklyn, where R. Kelly was given an abnormally long sentence of 30 years. And where it was also indicated that he can only be eligible for supervised release after the 30-year sentence has been completed, it's no surprise that some people, especially those who hate R. Kelly with a passion either out of jealousy or hatred for no particular reason, did rush to celebrate what looked like a win against him. News publishers and bloggers whose only target is traffic and revenue did rush to publish all kind of articles describing him as the predator he has never been, and wishing him a long stay in prison as sadists would be expected to do anyway. All these haters were getting accustomed to wins against R. Kelly like there was no other possibility, and indeed R. Kelly had become everyone's punching bag that anyone who had beef with him could think they would easily win a sweep against him. After violating all his basic rights and freedoms in the many ways we have discussed several times in our past video releases, everyone felt it was over for R. Kelly, and that there was no more hope for him to ever regain his freedom. The haters actually felt more and more important with these acts, making them think they were indestructible, and that they would equally secure a landslide win in Chicago like they did in New York. The good news is they had got it all wrong. The fact that the enemy won in New York was not going to mean the same would happen in Chicago, at least not right under the nose of federal judge Harry Leinenweber. What the anti-Kelly activists, women and newsmen failed to realize was that for government to win all guilty verdicts for the 10 counts, and to successfully secure the 30-year prison sentence, they had to break the U.S. law numerous times and forge a few things here and there which would eventually backfire to provide R. Kelly a window of freedom. Indeed, it wasn't long before the Chicago case proved them otherwise, when with the proper legal representation, R. Kelly managed to win against 7 counts put of a total of 13, and this was short of another 3 for enticement and coercion which were smuggled in when the judge chose to ignore the statement of the indictment. As usual, the prosecution demanded an abnormally long 25-year sentence, and Thursday last week on the 23rd of February 2023, Judge Leinenweber preferred to issue a 20-year sentence instead. While this is still above the accurate would-be sentence as computed prior by attorney Jennifer Bonjean, it is still 5 years below the government's expectation, and this too was a blow to those against R. Kelly. Another thing the government and the likes of Me Too founder Tarana Burke and whoever was behind her campaign against the R&B King would have wanted to see was the 20 years all being served consecutively with the already exorbitant New York 30-year sentence, such that R. Kelly would have to serve a total of 50 years and die in prison. The Chicago judge again made sure this did not happen and ordered that 19 out of the 20 years be served concurrently with the New York sentence, meaning R. Kelly still has the chance of returning to freedom alive. As if that was not enough, again to the disappointment of all the women who allowed to be paraded before Lifetime television and speak the worst of the R&B King, and to the government along with whoever financed this fight against R. Kelly, Judge Leinenweber made it clear that R. Kelly does have an opportunity for an early release on the promise of good behavior after serving 3 years of the 19 years in prison. In other words, R. Kelly will be eligible for parole in 3 years' time. Technically, Judge Leinenweber closed the door and opened the window, giving R. Kelly another lifeline he deserves. What R. Kelly's legal team needs to do with utmost urgency now is battle down the New York case and have the 30-year sentence overturned, for which there is a very huge opportunity. And who knows? R. Kelly could walk free again in a matter of 3 years. The Chicago judge certainly hasn't been every supporter and fans' darling through R. Kelly's tribulations, but it looks like only he did realize that the government was trying to maliciously destroy not just R. Kelly's career, but also his life, and decided to offer a lifeline which drew his judgment a lot closer to fair and ideal than the one by Judge Ann Donnelly back in Brooklyn. He definitely could have done better with the sentence duration, but the fact that Kelly is eligible for parole after 3 years is good enough for now. Jennifer Bonjean promises to appeal the 20-year sentence as well to have the duration reduced. According to Matilda, the fact that R. Kelly was given an opportunity to be released on parole after 3 years, I am sure, did not rub well in the ears of the government and its witnesses. This, however, is exactly what R. Kelly deserves, a chance to redeem himself by pledging good behavior. And this could also be an opportunity for him to prove to the world that he has been innocent all along. I am sure Judge Ann Donnelly Lower got us coiling like that of a hungry dog with a bone in sight. We hope she now understands why we were dissatisfied with her interpretation of fair. 30 years with no opportunity to an early release for concocted charges such as the RICO and Mann Act violations that were simply introduced into the case to malice the R&B king was way too harsh for R. Kelly, especially considering there was no sufficient evidence presented against him in this regard. Thanks to Judge Leinenweber for showing counterpart Ann Donnelly what she should have done. We hope after her conviction and subsequent sentence have been overturned, she will still be able to look back and say it was worth it malicing the R&B king. Why she chose to take this path, only God can tell. According to JoJo, while you all keep saying the Chicago federal judge went easy on R. Kelly, I personally don't think so considering he gave him 20 years. If he had done what R. Kelly's attorney Bonjean has suggested, it would have been 11.5 years max. No, he didn't go easy on him. Remember, he even added him another year on top of the 30 to make it 31. 31 years in a federal prison is not going easy on anyone. According to Don Brown, well, we understand R. Kelly will win this case through appeal, but this shouldn't have happened to him in the first place. What was done to him, defaming him on Lifetime television, arresting him and indicting him with inappropriate charges, cornering him by illegally obtaining his prison records and sharing them with Tasha K., blackmailing witnesses among others, were all criminal and fraudulent in nature. Even if he finally goes free, we need accountability and an explanation for these acts of malicious intent. If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say. To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.